Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Travis, and my wife Stacy and I, we go to thrift stores, garage sales, and we look for undervalued items to flip for a profit on eBay. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea to go through our top 10 best finds for 2021. So hopefully, watching this video and kind of seeing the highlights of what we picked up this past year, when you guys are out garage sailing or at thrift stores, you can recognize these items and pick them up and know already that these are going to sell for a good amount of money. All right, so the first item on our list for our top 10 best garage sale finds of 2021. This is in no particular order, but the first item were these Swarovski crystals that we picked up at an estate sale. And I remember looking at these, and whenever I see things that are breakable like Swarovski crystals, I get a little bit nervous. But when I was looking on the bottom, because you can tell if they're Swarovski crystals on the bottom, there will be like an etching, it'll say like SVS or something like that. And these ones had the year, and they said like 89 and 90, so I knew that these were pretty old. They were probably retired, and you just can't find them anymore. So I picked these up, and some of these sold for just like crazy amounts of money. As you guys can see, some sold for like 140, 115, 180, and then the one with the bird sitting on that branch, that sold for 325. I could not believe it. So if you guys see these items when you're out and about, don't be afraid to pick them up. Always try to get them if they have the box, because it will make shipping so much easier. These did not have the box. So, a little tip with shipping, when we ship things that are really fragile like that, especially smaller items and they're crystal or glass, we always try to bubble wrap them first. We use foam, and then we usually put that in a box and make sure you put paper in there so it doesn't move around in the box. Then put that box in another box, and inside that second box, put peanuts around it. So you already have the item, in the foam, in the bubble wrap. You put that in the box with paper, it doesn't move. Then you put that box in another box with peanuts, and then you seal that up. And that seems to work really well for us when it comes to fragile items. So that was a little tip for you. So next was this GeoTrax lot, which it had like all these trains, and it had like a whole bunch of like the railroad system, some big buildings, things like that. So GeoTrax can be a great pickup, especially the trains and the controllers. That's where most of the money is, especially if they're new. So at this rummage sale, we found 2 of the actual controllers and trains still new in the box. Those sold for really good money. I think it was like $90 and $100 for those, as well as all of the pieces that went with it. And we lotted that all up together, and that sold for $200. So if you guys see GeoTrax out there, those can be really great pickups, but definitely keep your eye out for the trains and the controllers, because those hold the most money. The next item on our list, I tell you guys this all the time, is keep a lookout for blow molds, because blow molds can be a phenomenal pickup. At this particular garage sale, there was an array of all these Christmas blow molds. They had like the animals for like the nativity scene. So they had like the camel, they had like the cow, they had, Mary, Joseph, Jesus. They had all these pieces, the wise men. So we picked those up, and those sold just for crazy amounts of money. Some were selling like 90, 50, 60, 90. So like it really depends on which ones they are, but blow molds can be a great pickup. But always be careful when you're shipping them, because they are, even though they're like a hard plastic, they still are fragile. So you want to make sure you use like a lot of paper and kind of surround it so it's not moving in the box. This past year, I had a snowman blow mold, and I was trying to put it in a box, and the box was a little tight, and it broke one of the buttons in it. And so I lost out on that sale because I broke it. So when you're wrapping them, just be careful, because they are still a little bit fragile, but great to pick up. It is going to cost you a little bit more money to ship because they are bigger items, but you can always try to sell them locally. So we have done that as well, but if you're going to try to ship it, make sure you charge a good amount for shipping. Alright guys, so next up on our list of our top 10 best garage sale finds for 2021, this one I was really surprised at, were these Lenox miniature ornaments. Now Lenox for us has been really hit or miss. Like sometimes they can be good, but the majority of the time when we look up Lenox things, they just haven't been worth that much money. So I was really surprised at these. They're like little miniature ornaments. One was like a USA like patriotic set. They're for like a little miniature Christmas tree, and then the other one was for Halloween. So when I counted these out, I was just in shock at how much the USA one went for, and we sold that for $220. I could not believe it. It was really great that it still was in the box. So that was awesome. So it already had like its little styrofoam cutout, so wasn't really worried about it breaking. And even the Halloween one sold for $90. So those were great pickups. If you guys do see Lenox ornaments, definitely check them out, because they could be worth a lot of money, just like these. All right, so next up on my list was this Rock Band 4 drum set that we picked up. Now I know that Rock Band sets can be worth some good money, but it really depends on which model it's for. So, if it's for like the Wii or the the Xbox 360 or like the PS2, like they can go for, you know, some decent amounts, but the real value are in the PS4 and even more so in the Xbox One versions. So this was the Xbox One version of Rock Band 4. It had the drums, it had the microphone, it had the little pedal, drumsticks, and the game. And we ended up selling this for $540. Just crazy. So if you guys do see Rock Band when you're out at garage sales, definitely pick up the PS4 version and even more so the Xbox One version, because those are worth the most amount of money. So next up was another shocker. I could not believe this. So I was at a garage sale. This guy had like a bin of all of these PC games, and like I know video games pretty well, but not really so much computer games or PC games. But in his case, there was a game that I recognized. It was called Castlevania, and I knew it because I used to play it for the regular Nintendo. So I knew what the box art looked like, and so I saw it and I was like, I didn't even know they made Castlevania for the PC. So he had this game, and I decided to pick it up, and I could not believe how much that it went for. We ended up selling this game for $600. I could not believe it. But I guess this version was maybe like a rare version. It had the original box, which was in really good shape. It also had the instruction manual, and it had the disc. It was on like a floppy disk, which I was like, man, it was just so cool to see. But like I said, I was just in shock that we sold it for $600. And I believe the person that bought it was overseas. I think they were in Germany, was the person who bought it. So, you know, it just goes to show you too that, you know, when you put stuff on eBay, it really reaches the whole world. So you have more people looking at the item. But I just couldn't believe that a PC game of Castlevania went for $600. So if you guys see games like that or any like older PC games that you might recognize the cover art on the box, definitely comp them out because they could be worth a lot of money. Next up is this book that we found by Stephen King, and it was called The Stand. And what was so special about this book is that it was the first edition from like the 1970s. I want to say it was like 1978. So this was the first edition of The Stand, and when we comped it out, again, I was just in shock that, you know, that they go for so much. I couldn't believe it. So we ended up selling this book for $400. And when it comes to books, I've said this before in my videos, it's all about the condition. So, you know, people who are buying these older first edition books, they're probably collectors, and they want their item or their book that's going to be going into their collection to be, you know, pristine and really, really nice. So it always comes down to condition. But this book I thought was in really good condition, and we ended up selling this book for $400. So I couldn't believe it. Like I said, it was a first edition book. So if you guys are out there and you guys see books, always check to see if they're first editions, because the majority of the time, first editions are gonna hold the most value. All right, so next up was this bag that Stacy picked up. It was like a handbag, and it was a Gucci handbag. And we're still learning about brands and like how to spot fakes from reals. And that's probably one of the, you know, hardest things about, you know, the real handbags versus the fake ones. Is like the fake ones are like really good. So, you know, always pick it up and feel it, you know, and if it feels like it's quality, trust your gut and go for it. And that's what Stacy did. So, you know, she picked up this bag and it just felt like it was really nice quality. So she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up. And we ended up selling this Gucci bag for $300. Just crazy. So, you know, like I said, if you guys see bags out there, try to, you know, check for the telltale signs of if it's fake or not. But if you pick it up and it feels good, just trust your gut and go with it, because it could be a great pickup. Next up on my list, this one's amazing. So Stacy, when we were at a garage sale, was like going through Facebook Marketplace. Guys, don't sleep on Facebook Marketplace. You guys should always be checking the marketplace a couple times a day to kind of see what's going on. But Stacy saw this lot for these Dungeons and Dragons books when we were at a garage sale, and Stacy was like, we gotta go now. So we left the garage sale, went and picked up, I think it was about like 50 Dungeons and Dragons books, and they were a phenomenal pickup. We were selling a lot of these for like $100, $80, $60. So we ended up selling all of these books, and you know, when it was all said and done, it was well over $1,000. If you guys do see Dungeons and Dragons things out there, like, you know, books, action figures, games, anything like that, definitely check them out, because they could be great to pick up, just like these books. Over $1,000, a phenomenal pickup. And finally, the last item on our top 10 best garage sale pickups of 2021 was this fish silverware that we picked up. So we've had really good luck with silverware this past year, but this silverware in particular, it was just really unique. Like, I've never seen silverware that was in like the shape of a fish or anything like that, and we ended up selling this fish silverware for $1,000. And I couldn't believe it, $1,000. I mean, it was a nice set. It was a lot of pieces. I believe it was like a service for 12, if I remember correctly. But like I said, $1,000 that we sold this fish silverware for. So when it comes to silverware, you know, always comp it out if it looks interesting. But you know, if it's unique and it's just something that you haven't really seen before, definitely comp it out. So like I said, this fish silverware, unique item, and we ended up selling it for $1,000. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a safe and happy New Year. And hopefully, you know, in the future when you guys are out and about at garage sales and you guys see some of these items, hopefully this helps you and you guys can just recognize these and pick them up because you know that you're gonna make a lot of money on them. All right guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.